this is May and welcome back to my channel for a brand new speed build. So today I am building a larger Tudor farmhouse family home in Windenburg. So for this one I was largely inspired by the autumnal season that we're currently in, at least if you're in the northern hemisphere like me. It's getting more chilly and rainy and Halloween is right around the corner if you are celebrating that. And also speaking of Halloween, we are getting a new expansion pack on Halloween, October 31st, called The Sims for Life and Death, which is going to revolve a lot around, I guess, more like spiritual experiences of life and also the end of life. So the Sims team released a trailer a couple of weeks ago over on their official YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked it out and this theme interests you, please make sure to do so after this video. But yeah, in that trailer, it seems like we're getting the ability to make bucket lists and wills. We can arrange funerals. We'll be getting cemeteries, a new world. There will be tarot card reading, new trades, and 2 new careers, just to mention like a couple of things that I could decipher from the trailer. It also seems like ghosts might be getting a revamp. And yeah, there is an attached website link in the description of the trailer that they usually add, and it tells us a bit more about the pack. And there will be coming a new grief system. I totally overlooked this the last time I read over it, but I just read it before doing this voiceover, and it seems like that system will have an impact on your Sim's life, whether it be losing a family member, getting a divorce, getting fired from a job, or anything similar, which I think is really interesting because before we only had the emotion system to tell us our Sim is sad for a couple of days or even hours, and that's it. So it seems like it will be a more in-depth system for those events in a Sim's life, and yeah, like important events in a Sim's life, I would say as well. I think this could be an interesting pack, and I know it's not going to be something that everyone will like, seeing as this pack will most likely be dealing with some darker or even triggering themes such as death, and that is so valid and understandable, of course. And for me personally, I'm intrigued by the way Sims 4 is becoming a bit more mature in terms of pack themes, like Lovestruck as well. And I really can't wait to check out the pack with you all here on YouTube and over on Twitch once the pack drops on October 31st. And I'm also excited for all the new build and buy items as usual. So I'm looking forward to building some more darker, scary builds suitable for the theme of the pack. I've been kind of putting off building those sorts of builds for now because I don't want to burn myself out before even the pack is out. So yeah, please do look forward to those videos in the future. And also, speaking of the new pack, if you're planning on pre-ordering the pack or buying it at a later point, or just any of the Sims 4 packs in general, I do have a creator code thanks to the EA Creator Network. Promo code HoneyMay can be used at checkout when buying any Sims 4 DLC, and it will directly support me with a percentage of the purchase. It's unfortunately not a discount code, even though I would love it to be, but using any creator code at all will support your favorite creators, and it does not go unnoticed. So thank you so much if you want to use my creator code or you have used it previously. So I just wanted to mention the new pack at the start of the video because it's been a little while since I've done a voiceover now, and so maybe I'll talk more about the pack later in the video as well. But of course, I'll just have to talk about today's build and the family who will be living here as well. So this house in Windenburg is a part of the save file I'm currently working on. I've had a break from posting speed builds the last couple of weeks now, which you might have noticed if you've been watching my videos, and I've just not really been in the mood to build a lot recently. I think I've been a bit burnt out, not gonna lie, and I've also just been working on some bigger builds for like a while now, which, yeah, the one that I'm showing today is one of those. So it's just taking me longer to finish something, and I'm really happy I'm finally able to wrap up one of the houses I've been working on, this Tudor farmhouse, and also be able to edit the speed build for it. So I was very much inspired by the Tudor architecture style for this home, which you see a lot of in Windenburg already. So I do use some of the get-together wallpapers on the outside, and I do feel like the house has some more modern elements to it as well. Let me know if you agree on that. The inside too will be a nice blend of styles, I think, even though I did try to go for more of a cozy, autumnal, lived-in vibe. And I love the idea of having the classic Tudor style mixed with some more modern elements, because there will be a generational family residing here, so maybe they have lived here for a while and then throughout the years they have decided to renovate the house. There will be a couple of elderly Sims, grandparents Agatha and Vincenzo De Luca living here, along with their son Bruno, who is married to Atif, and together they have an adopted son and daughter, Nico and Sienna, and they also have a dog called Buddy, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a Labrador Retriever. Such a cutie pie. This is the biggest household I've built for so far in the save file, and it was a lot of fun, but it took me a while to get everything together. I do love building houses for specific Sims though. I never used to do that before, like have Sims and their careers and personalities in mind, but with the save file it just makes the houses more personal and lived in my opinion, and it's a lot more fun to do, and you know, the spaces are more personalized for the Sims living here, and I really hope that shines through as well. So the big thing for the family living here is that they're into gardening and animal care along with nectar making. So there will be an area out front of the house here that will be for gardening, with lots of dirt plots, and a patchy scarecrow will be watching over this space. I feel like I often forget about Patchy from the Seasons expansion pack, but it goes so well with the farm, like the farm vibe and the autumnal vibe, since Patchy's head is also a pumpkin. So maybe they're growing pumpkins here, or other overgrown crops or berries and fruits that can be used in nectar making. So there is a small shed or garage or whatever you would like to call it on the side of the house here. I love using the open barn doors as garage doors, so I use that here, and in this shed, I think I'll call it, there is the nectar workshop along with the floral arranging table, so just a couple of racks to store the nectar and some appropriate decor for that. We'll also have a chicken coop outside with 4 chickens specifically for this household. I think we ended up calling them Brutus, Caesar, Martha, and Petunia. And by we, I mean I built this over on Twitch, so the chatters came up with these names, and we also do have a mini sheep called Bonnabelle, which I thought was really cute. You'll very likely be able to find wild rabbits around on this lot because I put in the tree stump from Cottage Living where the rabbits live in, I do believe. And yeah, just like lots of animals on this lot, and I really just love it. I love farmhouses in general, just very cozy, and farms give me like autumnal vibes for some reason, even though farms, they exist all year round, obviously. And another thing, a bit of a sidetrack, but I've been working on a Twilight build in The Sims. It's Bella Swan's house, and Twilight is also like very autumnal to me. I've tried my best to like replicate the outside of that house from reference photos, but the inside might be a bit different, so I've been taking some like creative liberty with the interior, and hopefully that house will be up on the channel in the near future. I'm still working on the remaining of the interior, but I don't think I will do a voiceover for that one, but I might just add like a little comment saying the inside isn't 100% accurate to what you'll see in the movie. Like, very difficult to make it look the same in The Sims anyway, so, but yeah, just wanted to mention that. And also, did you know that the Bella Swan house is an Airbnb in real life? I found some really great reference photos from that, at least, so I would love to stay there, even though it's like on the other side of the globe for me. So just a little fun fact there. And yeah, hopefully after I'm done with the Bella Swan house, it would be like so fun to do more builds from Twilight as well. I was a tiny bit inspired by one of my friends, Sims, who you might know, who does Sims speed builds, and she streams as well. She's just like a very, very talented bean, and I'm very glad to call her a friend. And she's been doing Gilmore Girls builds over on her channel, and I just love how detailed and lived in those builds have been. I have never watched like Gilmore Girls myself, maybe just a few episodes here and there, but it's definitely such a vibe, to be honest. So definitely check out Sims if you haven't already, if you're interested in some more cozy Sims 4 builds. And yeah, let me actually get into talking more in depth about the Sims living here. I did mention their names earlier, but as always with these save file builds, I like to talk about their personalities, backgrounds, and traits. And by the way, this house has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and I do believe the first bedroom we'll do is the grandparents on the first floor, so let me start talking about them first. So Agatha De Luca is the grandma of the family. She's originally from Henford on Bagley and is from a botanist or florist family, so it came natural for her to continue in that path herself. She's wearing this cute outfit with a flower pouch from the Werewolves pack. That one I've been wanting to use for a while, and I thought it would be perfect for Agatha here. She's wearing these big, more retro glasses and a sun hat because you gotta protect that skin when being out in the sun all day, realistically speaking at least. And she's not only into gardening but knitting and reading as well. She is a bookworm, she loves the outdoors, and she is wise, which is an elder only trait that came with For Rent, I do believe. And she currently has a knitting aspiration. She probably knitted some cute baby outfits for when the grandkids were smaller, and yeah, just imagine her as like a very sweet old lady. Next up, we have Vincenzo De Luca, who is the granddad, Agatha's husband. He's originally from Tortosa, which I imagine is, of course, a more warmer place than Windenburg. So Vincenzo has always been an outdoorsy guy who loves to go on hikes, to camp, maybe travel to Granite Falls with the family. He has a camping aspiration. I'm not too sure what the specific name of it is at the top of my head, but the aspiration that came with the outdoor retreat game pack at least. And he's just wearing these like comfortable, cozy clothes that are also nice for a day outside. I put this cute hat on him that I thought fit the vibe, and he's a guy who's all about family. He puts his family first. So one of his traits is family oriented. And the other ones are loves the outdoors and lactose intolerant. I never usually do lactose intolerant as a trait for my Sims. I kind of find it weird that it's a trait in itself, but here I just went for it. And I think it would be more appropriate for example, lactose intolerant and vegetarian to come in like a different separate category. Maybe a category similar to likes and dislikes would be more, it would make more sense, I feel like. And continuing with the family, we have Bruno De Luca, who is the son of Agatha and Vincenzo. I think he turned out really cute, so he's a nice mix of his parents, of course, and I did use the genetics feature to make him, and that doesn't always work out that well. If you know, you know. So I think it took me a couple of tries, and voila, Bruno was born. He's got his mom's freckles and his dad's nose and bushy brows, and yeah, I think he's really cute. He has definitely inherited the interest in the outdoors, gardening and making stuff from his parents, and he's got the traits maker, creative, and family oriented like his dad. Bruno is more about the whole nectar making process rather than the upkeep of the garden and animal care, because that's what his husband Atif does more of. So Bruno and Atif, they have been together for a couple of years. They're married and they have 2 adopted children together, who I will get back to later. I really do like the look of Atif, who you can see here on the screen. He has this cute beanie on, which almost covers the scar he has on his forehead. So the scars, they come as like a skin detail from growing together, and I feel like I've almost never seen that before I made a teeth here. And I imagine he'd gotten that from a chicken or something growing up, since his family was all about animal care and such. And yeah, he also does have a sister named Amira, who I will include in the save file, and I'll get back to talking about her at a later point in another video. And yeah, so Atif has the animal enthusiast trait. He loves looking after the chickens, and he would probably love to have cows and llamas as well, but there isn't really a lot of space on this lot for that, unfortunately. He also loves the outdoors, like everyone else in this family, and he is clumsy, which again I thought was perfect in terms of the scar on the forehead story. Because he loves gardening a lot, he has the botanist aspiration, and I think Atif and Vincenzo would love to go fishing together now that I think about it, like Atif and his dad-in-law. So I feel like this whole family is just very wholesome and supportive of one another. So the family is doing a lot of independent work, like selling nectar, probably eggs, veggies, fruits and stuff, so they earn money through that. And I imagine they would have their own little business, whether it just be selling their stuff in general, or it would be really cute if they had their own retail store or market. So the gameplay with this family could be quite intricate, I think. There's like so many family members, there's lots of farming to take care of, and even a possible store to take care of. So definitely lots of options at least. Last but not least, we have Bruno and Atif's adopted kids, Nico and Sienna. So Nico is a kid, he has this really cute, colorful bedroom located on the first floor of the house. There's these blue walls with a big green rug, lots of different activities and clutter all around. And it definitely seems like he's got a lot of interests, or he wants to try out different things, like he's in that stage of his life where he's figuring out who he is and what he wants to do in life. And yeah, he does have the active trait though, so he's probably out and about a lot like the rest of his family. He likes riding around on his bike, helping out on the farm, and going hiking with his granddad. So Nico might also be into collecting frogs and just collecting things in general out in nature. And he would probably also be quite the outdoorsy sim, not to mention that he's in the scouts, like the scout after school activity that you can do with the seasons expansion pack. I thought that fit him very well with his background and his interests. And then we have the youngest, Sienna. She's just an infant still, so there's still a lot of exploring to do in terms of her personality, interests, and such. But she's got this cute beige colored bedroom. I know some people like to hate on a beige baby bedroom, but I think I like it. I've been very much into beige and browns these days. I love wearing brown colors, and it's just like such an cozy autumnal color. Also, I cannot forget to show off Buddy, their dog, who I mentioned earlier. I will just put a little photo of him as well. And that kind of concludes the Luca family. I hope there's nothing I've forgotten to mention. If I have, then oh well, then there's more for you to all explore once I release the save file. I'm still working on some more builds in the base game worlds as well. So on my list I have the Landgrab house, which is, it turned out massive. Even bigger than this one, and I'm slowly but surely getting close to finishing it. I'm also working on a new build for the rest of the Caliente women, Katrina and Nina, along with Don Lothario, and on that lot there will be an extra family as well. So I'm making these Adobe inspired homes, so it will be a residential rental lot. And then I just recently started on a more rundown single mom's home in Willow Creek, and I still got lots to do before I can post the save file, but we're getting there. And on top of it all, there will be the new expansion pack dropping at the end of the month, so I gotta start thinking about what I'll make for that pack too. Probably some Victorian builds, maybe a cemetery, a tiny home, stuff like that, which I'm excited about. And I'll definitely be making a list and taking notes. And also, if there's anything you would like to see me build with the new pack, do please leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to check it out. Someone also asked me if I could do the house from the Love Witch movie, which I've never watched before, but the house looks very nice from what I've seen on pictures. So I will make sure to give that one a go pretty soon. And speaking of these like older Victorian houses, I recently started watching Ghost Whisperer for the first time, and the main character lives in this pretty house that I felt inclined to build too. It's in this like cozy small town and it just screams autumnal vibes, which I feel like Gilmore Girls does as well. And there's like just so many builds that I want to do. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes, but I'll try to slow down a bit and take it build by build. As for the DeLuca house, you've seen me do some of the interior decorating already. I struggled for a bit to get started on the interior because I wasn't too sure what kind of style I wanted to go for, and eventually I settled on something in the kitchen. So the kitchen was actually the first thing I did in the house, and I feel like the kitchen, it just sets the mood for the rest of the home. So I mixed some kitchen items from different packs. I used the counters from Cottage Living and then the cabinets from Parenthood. The kitchen turned out pretty big, so it does have a big island in the middle so family can gather around and eat or just chat. I love the colors in that room, this blend of soft green on the walls, there's browns, beige, and also the purple on the bar stool. So this is definitely a dream kitchen, very farmhouse inspired as well. There is a door to the back patio from the kitchen, and there is a dining room connected to the kitchen too. So the dining room has these large windows. It kind of reminds me of a sunroom with how much natural light you will get in. It doesn't have a glass roof though, but still lots of sunlight. And since the family is so big, we needed a big dining table, of course, and I feel like the room is quite simple, just some big shelves up against the walls and some clutter. I also need to point out these dark green dining chairs from the Horse Ranch pack. That dark green color is everything. I love that color. Very farmhouse, even a bit rustic to me, and it works so well with brown and beige. The rug beneath the table is from Cottage Living. It's so cute with its acorns, rabbits, and flowers, and just as a simple table decoration, I decided to add some of that decorative pumpkins and leaves from the Seasons pack. And I forgot to put in a high chair in the footage here, but don't worry, it's included in the final build. Same goes for some of the kitchen clutter. There's supposed to be more than you can see in the video here, so it will be very lived in and cozy. Next to the kitchen is the living room. This was another room I spent a lot of time on, just figuring out the layout and colors. I went for some autumnal colors here as well. More yellows, oranges, warm wood tones, and some more of that dark green color. They've got a really nice fireplace here. This one is from the Cats and Dogs pack, and just to make it simple, I added 2 hallway tables on each side of it. I could have used bookshelves there, but then they would just block the windows, so I quickly turned away from that idea. And of course we need some seating in front of the fireplace, and I used this orange yellow leather sofa set from the Horse Ranch pack, and this is another color that I used to really like. I had clothes in this color like this ochre yellow, I think it's called, but now I feel like I'm more muted and brown toned. So we got a rocking chair here, again in this beautiful green color, where I imagine Agatha would sit in the evenings by the fire and knit. The dresser with the gem knobs, I don't think I've ever used this item in this black and red wood swatch before. I tried to go a bit outside of my comfort zone, and luckily I was able to find other items to match with this color, such as the coffee table and even the frames of the pictures above it. We've also got a toy box here because I thought the kids would love to hang out in the living room with the family and play. There is a stereo, a chess table, and on the other side we got more of like a study area with a PC and a bookshelf. The space with the bookshelf I called the messy corner because I put so many things on the floor, and I think it kind of works. So we got some books on the floor, there's like these decoration boxes from Seasons, the box with cross-stitching stuff and a stool with a plant on it. I realize I use this stool everywhere in this house, but it's just so cute. You can put so many things on it. And I also need to mention the dog figurine that I put in the bookshelf because it looks so much like Buddy, their dog. So I imagine one of the family members found that and immediately thought of Buddy and just had to get it. So yeah, I placed that in the bookshelf there. It just fit perfectly in there. You already saw the grandparents' bedroom earlier on in the video, but I love all the red woods in that room. Very lived in with lots of clutter, and I think it's a nice fit for the grandparents and their styles. So the next bedroom on the first floor is Nico's bedroom that I briefly mentioned earlier. This one is a mix of different colors. We got the blue, orange woods, and greens. The swatch on the bed is one that I rarely use, but the colors just go really well together there. So we got the more like a darker blue, orange, beige, and with a few like yellow stripes. I think it kind of inspired the color scheme of the room, to be honest. So I also added in a wall decal above the bed. It's of this monkey reading under a banana tree. Again, I don't think I've ever used this, but it kind of tied in with the color of the room, and it certainly gives the room like that extra personality, if that makes sense. And overall a very fun room. I at least had a fun time making it. I got to use the pirate teddy bear decoration for the first time as well. And Nico's got a space for studying and an arts and crafts table next to the wardrobe. So there's a couple of like finished school projects here and there, like the electrical thingy on top of the desk. And there is also a rocket on the floor near the bookshelves. So just like fun little details. I wasn't able to fit in the scouts board in this room though, so I ended up putting that next to some storage boxes in the hallway next to the grandparents' room. And I also forgot to mention, but there is another patio with this big round dining table and there is a grill, so that's definitely a space the family would use in the summer and autumn time. I feel like the main bedroom, Bruno's and Autumn's bedroom, ties in a bit with Nico's because they both have some blues in them. So the main bedroom is on the second floor. It focuses more on like brown tones though, but it's got some softer blues in it, like the dresser, the chairs, and there's like lots of photographies and artwork on the walls, and you'll see it later, but it also has a game board table. There is this dilemma that I have sometimes when the rooms are too big, like what do I put in the middle of the room that makes sense? More often than not, I don't know, and I just need some time to think about it. But in the end, I added in a game table here, and the same dilemma I had for the entryway, because the entryway to this house is big and like bigger than a normal entryway, I feel like, but eventually I got the idea of adding a foosball table, just like in the middle of the room. Does it make sense? Maybe not, but it kind of fits in regardless, and again, it adds a bit of personality. As for the bathrooms in the house, they were quite fun to do. They have more color than my usual bathrooms have. So all the three bathrooms are quite similar, but the second floor middle one is probably my favorite, just because it's bigger and has more details. So that one also has a washer and dryer. I went for these yellow and blue wall tiles from Home Chef Hustle. I love the pattern on those, and I've never used the yellow swatch before. And the reason why I did is because I found a matching swatch for the Parenthood bath tub shower combo. They work so well together, and yeah, I just had to use them together. And I used the more rustic looking toilet from Seasons, and the mirror is from Growing Together. It has like this wickered or weaved kind of pattern or texture, and I'm not using any kits in my save file, so that's why I'm not using any of the cute bathroom clutter stuff, by the way. Otherwise I would go ham with it. But it's nice to come up with some other ideas. So this bathroom is sort of meant to be a family bathroom, and it's right next to Sienna's bedroom, the infant of the family, so I tried to make it a bit cute with the sheep rug on the floor, and there's this like box with diapers and soaps on the counter. And I also thought it would be a fun idea to add the box with magazines next to the toilet if you fancy a read when doing your business. The main bedroom has its own walk-in closet and an ensuite, much similar to the other bathrooms. This one just got a shelf and a stool with a towel and some toiletries. One thing I forgot to mention about the main bedroom is that there's this wall and it has a marriage certificate and these two framed pictures with the kids' handprints on them, which I thought was a really cute and realistic idea. And I think that detail really speaks of how much this family cares for one another and how much they love each other. The bedroom also has access to a balcony, which I think I just put another chess table. I'm never good at knowing what to put on balconies, to be honest, so I just went for a chess table. As for Sienna's bedroom, as mentioned before, there's a lot of beige and white in there. I just had to use the cutest animal rug from Horse Ranch with the horses, sheep and all. Definitely a must have when you're a kid in this family. And it's just got all the other necessities you need for a kid, like the crib, changing table, a dresser, and some toys. I love that her bedroom have these big windows, and it kind of has a balcony too on the outside because I did this fun thing with the roof. I'm not sure if you saw it earlier, but I just combined some of these like half roofs together. And I was originally going to go for a door there, but I couldn't really make it look good. So I just went for the good old Horse Ranch windows to get that sunlight in, and I used the tree decal behind the crib. I used an autumnal swatch with some green and orange leaves, which I just think is so adorable. And another wall decal I really love is the height one from Growing Together as well. So both of these are from Growing Together, and I just think overall Growing Together is such a great pack. I really love it and I use it all the time. It's perfect for family homes and family gameplay, and it also has some really cute clothing as well. And other than that, I'm currently finishing up the build here, and then we'll soon head into the screenshots. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a follow for more content in the future. If you want to be notified of when I upload a video next, make sure to click the bell icon too. This build is playtested and up on my gallery. My ID is honeymaysims, or you can find me with the hashtag honeymaysims as well. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today as we made this Tudor farmhouse, and I can't wait to talk to you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye!